is it when the oppressed scream, the world plugs its ears? But when the oppressor stubs his toe, suddenly every news anchor finds his voice. When the butcher gets scratched, they call it a tragedy. But when the lamb is slaughtered, it's just regrettable collateral. Now they cry in Tel Aviv. They cry after dropping fire on the wombs of Gaza. They cry after starving children and bombing safe zones. They cry after shooting kneecaps for sport, raping doctors and torching refugee tents. They dare to cry. Don't talk to me about terrorism. Don't talk to me about victims. The real terror was born in 1948, draped in a blue and white flag, marching over the bones of Palestine's people. Yes, I said Palestine. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. You think you can bomb truth into silence. You can't bomb history out of a land. You can change your name, rewrite your maps, but you will never be native to that place. Never. Before Tel Aviv was touched, Israel had already lit up the skies of Iran, already killed 400 souls. No UN speech, no global vigil, because to them, Arab lives don't grieve well on camera. I am not a Palestinian, but I will not stand silent while they're crushed beneath tanks and lies. I'm not from Gaza, but I recognize genocide when I see it. I'm not from Nablus, but I know what it means to be occupied, to be demonized, to be caged like an animal in your own homeland. I've seen enough bombs dressed up as diplomacy, enough peace talk soaked in blood. This isn't peace, it's apartheid. Every rocket they cry about is a whisper compared to the scream the world ignored for 75 years. And that scream is rising. It is a storm coming for the empire of lies. You cannot colonize silence. You cannot steal justice. You cannot kill the truth. You want to talk to me about self-defense. You defend yourself with tanks, jets, and genocide. They defend themselves with stones, with dignity and fire from the soul. The Palestinians are the soul of that land. The rivers know them. The olive trees mourn them. The ruins still whisper their names. And those who bomb the land to own it, they will never belong. Palestine is not a battlefield. It's a graveyard full of broken promises, and it will rise. So cry if you must. Whimper behind your walls. But know this, the people of the world are no longer afraid of your power. You will not erase them. You will not silence us. You will not stop the truth by any means necessary. What kind of savage tells a starving people to come get food, then opens fire on them like animals? That's not war. That's not defense. That's genocide baited with bread. Israel called it humanitarian aid, but it was a trap, a setup, a blood-stained performance. Gaza's people starving, barefoot, desperate, lined up for food. And when they reached out in hope, they were met with bullets. This was not a mistake. This was a military ambush disguised as mercy. Snipers aimed not at fighters, but at hunger itself. You can't have capitalism without racism, and you can't have Zionism without violence. You block food, bomb bakeries, then call it self-defense when the starving try to live. I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. And the truth is this: they murdered the hungry, then spun the lie and sold it to the world. You're not supposed to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. And the reality is, they shot the desperate and blamed them for not dying quietly. But here's what they didn't count on. The people are waking up. The world is rising. The protests are global now. Not just for Palestine, but for freedom everywhere. Because Palestine is not just a place, it's a symbol. It's every voice ever silenced, every child ever occupied. Once Palestine is free, the world will follow, like a domino of dignity falling toward justice. You can bomb homes, you can bury babies, but you cannot destroy the will of a people who refuse to kneel. You can kill the body, but you will never kill the spirit. Let's cut the lines. Israel doesn't want peace. It wants obedience. It wants surrender. It wants control over everything it sees. If Israel wanted peace, it wouldn't be dropping bombs every week. If Zionism was about survival, it wouldn't be building settlements on stolen land. If they wanted coexistence, they wouldn't fund occupation with American money and Arab blood. Zionism doesn't coexist. It consumes. It expands. It devours. It doesn't live next to you. It lives on top of you. They bomb Syria. They bomb Iran. They bomb Lebanon. They occupy and bomb Palestine. They spy on Americans, and they call it defense. Defense from what? From babies in Gaza, from olive trees, from prayers. You can't scream victim while holding the trigger. Zionism needs chaos because truth is its enemy. It needs war because peace means justice. And justice means facing the people you terrorized for 75 years. They don't want to be safe. They want to be superior. They want to silence every voice, ban every book, arrest every protester. Because if the truth speaks, they know the empire falls. And let me say this clearly. Zionism is not Judaism. Judaism is a religion. Zionism is a regime. One that hides behind faith to justify colonization. One that uses Jewish trauma as a bulletproof vest for its crimes. And they're terrified. Terrified because Jews, Christians, and Muslims are rising together. Terrified because we're not divided anymore. Terrified because the whole damn world is waking up. From Johannesburg to Berlin, from Beirut to Brooklyn, from Gaza to the White House. We see you, and we're not scared anymore. We've seen the blood. We've buried the children. We've heard the lies. And we are done begging. We don't want your negotiations. We don't want your two-state illusion. We want one thing. Real justice, real liberation. Zionism must fall. Its bombs must fall. Its walls must fall. And when it does, Palestine will rise by any means necessary. If you provoke a fight, don't cry when the punches come. If you bomb a sovereign state, don't act surprised when they respond. This ain't a game. This ain't a drill. This is consequence. Israel lit the match. Iran didn't start this fire, but now they're walking through it like warriors, and suddenly the bully got a black eye, and he's crying out to Big Brother America to come hold him. Help us, Washington. We didn't think they'd fight back. Well, guess what? The days of getting hit without hitting back are over. Iran stood up, and that shook the Zionist throne because they never expected resistance, just obedience. Now let me say this plain. You don't have to like Iran. You don't have to agree with Iran. But if you believe in justice, if you believe in dignity, you better stand with the defenseless. Because right now, Israel ain't fighting for survival. It's fighting to keep domination. And Iran is answering a slap with a fist. They're used to bombing cities and watching the world do nothing. But this time, the world watched Tehran rise. This time, there was an answer. And now the empire's golden child is shaking. Don't come crying now. When Palestinians cry, you look away. When Yemen starves, you fall silent. But when Tel Aviv trembles, you empty your treasury. This isn't about democracy. This is about loyalty to power. This is about who gets to kill and still be called innocent. But something's different. People are waking up. Truth is louder than propaganda now. You don't have to love the fighters. Just love the people who can't defend themselves. Because the innocent don't have missiles. They have prayers. And right now, those prayers are louder than ever. To Israel, I say this. You started this. You live with it. To America, don't sell your soul to defend arrogance. The defenseless are not statistics. They are people. They are children. They are homes. They are voices that the bombs try to silence. But they will not be erased. And now that Tehran sent a message back, they're screaming for help like a child who lit the fire and got burned by the flame. Oh, now it's a tragedy. Now you remember what a hospital is. You bombed over 200 hospitals in Gaza. You hit a children's hospital in Iran. You blew up ambulances, dialysis centers, maternity wards. And now you want sympathy? Let me say this loud so the world hears. You didn't just bomb buildings. You didn't just kill civilians. You targeted the ones who were trying to save them. You murdered medics, unarmed, brave, rushing to save a life. And you killed them in cold blood. Then you buried them in their vehicles, like criminals hiding a murder weapon. You didn't just kill people, you erased the proof. You buried mercy under the rubble, and now you ask for compassion. Here's the part that burns deeper. The world has been watching a live stream genocide for 2 years, on every screen, in every language, from every angle. And now, after 2 years of watching you bomb children with American missiles, you expect the people to feel something for you. You got some nerve. You want tears. Tell that to the mothers digging their babies out with bare hands. Tell that to cancer patients gasping for oxygen as the hospital walls collapsed around them. You want sympathy. You had 2 years of global silence, and that still wasn't enough for your bloodlust. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. The world was hoodwinked into believing you were victims while you turned cities into cemeteries. You don't get to cry now. Not after you made mourning a crime in Gaza. You don't get to scream now. Not after you silenced every voice that dared to say enough. You bombed hope. You buried mercy. You murdered truth. And now you want the people's pity. We don't mourn for war criminals. We don't cry for colonizers. We cry for the silence, for the crushed, for the medics you left in the dirt, But something's changed. The world sees you now. The veil is off. The lie is dead.